Hey guys, welcome to JazzedTutorials. This week is going to be a fabulous, awesome text tutorial. It is pretty rad, I must say. It's going to involve a lot of steps, but trust me, it'll be awesome. Alright, so immediately open a canvas of large size. Any size is fine, I really don't care. I'm using 800 by 600, but please use whatever you want. But make sure it's a black background, and you'll find out why you need a black background. Alright, immediately make your background a copy. So do a Control J or Command J, and you need to duplicate that. On your duplicated background layer, we're going to go to Filter, and you're going to go to Render, and you're going to add some fibers. Now, make sure the black and white are in your swatches when you do this, because if not, you'll get a really weird outcome, and it won't look good. Alright, so 20 for the variance, and 5 for the strength. Click OK. You will see that. But you don't want that. You want something more awesome. So, go back to Filter, go to Blur, and click on Motion Blur. Now, here's the really, really weird part. I don't really get it, but apparently in some versions of Photoshop, the distance pixels can go all the way to 1,000. Mine apparently can't. So, if your version of Photoshop allows you to use 1,000 pixels for the distance, do it. If not, go as far as you can to the end, which is usually 999. So 90 for the angle, and of course, as I just said, 999 pixels for the distance, or 1,000 or 1,000 if you are allowed to. There apparently is some versions that do allow it. I think it's CS6 that allows it, not CS5. Yeah, definitely it's CS6, because CS5 and below, I'm sure don't offer that. But yeah, anyway, if you can, do it. If not, it's alright. This works. Alright, and then after that, you're going to want to turn this layer to linear burn. Now you're not going to see the effect quite yet, but in the next few steps you'll notice it. It takes some time, don't worry. I got you. I got your awesomeness right here. Okay, now we're going to add some text. So type whatever you want for your text. And you can use whatever font you really want, I guess. I'm just using a random font that I already have here that came standard with it. What's it called? Brushstrokes Script. Or Brushscript STD. They have, when you get your computer, usually it comes with Brushscript, MT, and STD. You could use either one. I'm using the second one. Alright, and make sure your text is white. Alrighty. And I'm going to center that. Alright, and then you're going to do a Command J. We're going to duplicate that one, and on both of the layers, we're going to turn the fill to 0. Now, the following effects I already have installed in my styles, but don't worry, I'll go through it with you step by step. I'm not going to leave you hanging. So on the first layer, you're going to make a glass-like style, and this is what I've done for it. I added a drop shadow, blend mode multiply. If it's not already at multiply, change it. And then for the color, I used a very dark gray, not black but dark gray. So go ahead and use that. I changed the distance to 11, spread 0, which it should be 0 anyway, and the size will be 8. Alrighty. And then I added bevel and emboss. We changed the style to outer bevel, and the technique is now chisel hard. Usually you'll see it as smooth, but you're going to change that. And the depth is going to be 100% if it's not already, which it should be. And then your size will be 5, and your soften will be 0. I unchecked the use global light button because we don't need light, since we're making a glass-like effect. So, and then the gloss contour is going to be these two little mountains right here. It's called the cone inverted. I changed the highlight mode on here to linear light, and that's always white, so you can leave that there. But the shadow mode color is going to be a bright kind of gray. I use this one here. Alright, and then on to the contour. I made the range 50%, which it already probably was in yours, but in mine it wasn't, so I changed it. And then I clicked anti-allies, and then the gloss contour is this one here. Same one we just did. Alright, and then I added a stroke. The size is 7, the position's outside, and then the opacity is 0%. And obviously the color is white because you want to see the glass kind of effect. And click OK, and you'll get that. Alright, if you didn't get anything like this, then you may have done something wrong because that's exactly how it should show up on your page. Alright? Alright, now on the second copy, we created yet another glass-like effect, but more brightened, I guess you'd say. So, again, I already have it in my swatch here, and I'll go with you through it step by step. So, over here, I start with the inner glow, white for the color, and then blend mode's it overlay. Opacity is standard 75%, so leave that alone. But your noise is going to be all the way at the end, which is 100%. And you'll see the effect for the noise at the end when you add all the other effects. You'll see why it's good to have it there. And then you're going to the source for it's going to be centered, and your choke will be 20%, size at 5px, and then all this down here can be left alone, unless you have the anti-allies checked off. Uncheck it, but you shouldn't. And then we added a bevel and emboss again, and I left mostly up here the same. The only thing I've changed was the size, which is 13px. And your soften should be 0. Again, I unchecked use global light because, again, why you need light in a glass tutorial. And then over here on the gloss contour now, this is a little bit of an interesting fact. Apparently, in my Photoshop, I didn't have this gloss contour loaded in there. So, what you need to have is the Gaussian inverted. Now, Gaussian inverted is a contour standard with Photoshop, but not all of these contours are loaded into Photoshop automatically. So, if you can't find it already in there, go ahead and go over here and click on Load Contours, and then go into your presets and click on Contours, and you'll see a thing up here saying Contours SHC. Click that, click Open, and you should see it somewhere near the bottom, and it should be this one right here. Okay? Alright. Everything down here is the same. Screen, multiply, black, white, 75%. Alright? Click on your contour. And we again checked off this one here. Where is it? Yeah. That one right there. And anti-allies is checked off on this one. And the range is 50%, which should automatically be standard. Alright, click OK, and you will get this. And with both of the layers visible, that's what you'll see. Alright, if you don't see that, then you may have made a mistake somewhere along the line. You might want to go back and check everything you've done so far to make sure you didn't make a mistake. Now comes the fun part, adding our color. So go ahead and pick a large soft round brush. I'm using 350px, but go ahead and use a smaller or larger brush depending on the size of your canvas. Then, right in between the background layer and layer 1, you want to make a new layer. And then choose various colors of such. Any color is fine. Just make sure it's a little bright. Not too bright and not too dark either. So maybe like something like that. Yeah. And then when you add the spot, look at that. Now you see the other effect we did earlier in the layer 1, which is the duplicated background layer. That will start to show up within the tutorial now. So you can add as much color as you like, as little color as you like, whatever. It's all up to you now. And some colors show better than others, and some don't. One orange. And I'll add just one more over here. Alright, there we go. Well, that's kind of what you want. And yeah, that's the basics of the tutorial. I think this would be really cool if you use it as like a cover photo for Facebook. Like put your name or something and then do it or whatever. Pretty awesome. So, yep, hopefully it was useful, helpful, whatever, awesome enough for you. I'll see you guys next week, I guess, with something just as equally awesome or more awesome. I don't know. Alright guys, so thanks for watching and I will see you later. Bye!